Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Draper, and I am Director of Operations for the Northeast for Schneider National. We're a logistics slash transportation company, and I wanted to go over the my Odyssey plan that I came up with going through the BA 600 course and communicating with a lot of the team members that I've had. And so the first thing that I realized as we read through the chapters and went through the book and the engagements and things like that is that the things that really I had a positive experience going through, my daily activities were those that made me the happiest were the ones that I was spending either with my family or that I was helping others out, whether that be neighbors or helping out people on my team at work. Or helping them out in like a career-wise. There was a lot of activity structured around that as we come towards the end of the year and we do our talent review process. That was some of the stuff that really stuck out to me and I really enjoyed doing. So going over just the kind of life 1, 2, and 3 is, I look at my first life and plans on finishing up the MBA and then really focusing on my career, being able to become that leader in the organization that is knowledgeable about the industry, my position, all the lines of businesses that we have, and really focusing on my career. And then outside of it is being able to volunteer in the community. So really just current plan would be to continue down that road and being able to work with the community, get more involved with the community, get my family more involved with the community. And then looking at life 2, it would be if I was to lose everything and kind of have to start over, one of the things I was thinking about was either going back and getting a teaching certificate to be able to go and teach high school. I've always been really interested in that, and looking back at my life, that probably would have been something that I would have done had I not, gone in the military, gone to school, that kind of stuff, to get into business. If I had to do it all over again, I probably would have focused something on that because I know that really brings me joy. It's really helping others, teaching others, watching others be really successful in their life and trying to be a part of that and help them, guide them in any way. And granted, some of that is learned through the experiences that I have. But anyway, so that would be my life 2, would be going back and getting my teaching certificate, probably coaching, working with students, and then also getting involved with the career. And the other part of that would be getting involved in local politics, really with the things that we saw happen in 2020 and continue to happen, not just in 2020, but before that, just 2020 highlighted it, is really getting others to understand that what really affects them in politics is at the local level. It's not necessarily the national level. And so helping them understand that. And then obviously if I had all the money in the world, it probably would be, spending time with my family, moving back to where my parents or my wife's parents are so that my kids are around their grandparents, spending more time in that and really getting more involved with the community. And I think the theme coming out of all of those is that I really like to spend time with my family and then really help others. And so, the one that I decided to choose, and as I really talked through this and talked through it with my wife and my family, is volunteer firefighting is something that is easily accessible right now for myself. And so I'm probably going to start looking into that, getting the certificates that I need to maybe get on more long-term with that. One of the concerns that I've always had is ensuring that my family has enough money. I grew up pretty poor, and so now that I'm kind of on that other end of it, it gives me an opportunity to set my kids up for success. And one of the things with going this other route is that would be it'd be 1/3 of my salary, what I make now, if I went on to be a full-time firefighter. So that's quite a bit of money that I would lose in the process. But talking with a lot of the teammates that we had through the discussions, it was really clear that, money's not, and it's not necessarily, in talking with my family, that it's not always necessary that I have to jump that leap, take that leap and go completely opposite direction, but maybe I can do both, continue my career now while doing either volunteer firefighting or doing part-time firefighting, whatever that looks like down the road. And so, as we talk about the fallacies that we went through, the fallacy that I had was that I noticed was the it was called the McNamara fallacy. And what that is you continue slowly down making decisions based off the data and not necessarily off of what other people are saying. And you kind of look at things black and white. And in my current position, that's some of the things that I've had to deal with is, we have leaders in the organization that just take the data and not necessarily talking to the associates and actually finding out what's going on behind the scenes. And so I think if we talk about fallacies, that's one thing that really opened my eyes is identifying those areas that you might be overlooking and setting yourself up for failure, identifying those and overcoming them. To make this transition, some of the things that's going to need to happen as part of my strengths and leadership, as we talk about the top 5 strengths that I had was achiever, learner, analytical, arranger, and futuristic. Since being in the military, I think that's really what built up my achiever and learner portion of it. Being able to really dive deep in things that I have control over. You set up a goal and I'll do anything to get that goal done, complete, and ensure that I'm successful in that area, whether it's working late nights, going in on weekends, whatever it is. And luckily I have a wife that's very supportive, and she's doesn't put too much pressure on me when she knows that there's a deadline coming up or there's something that I really want to take care of and get done. One of the things that if I was to make this, transition and that I didn't have as one of my top 5 strengths was listening. I think that's a very key attribute to have, especially as you lead teams, understanding how other people on your team are viewing things. And so that's one that I really think that I need to work on. And obviously I think we all need to work on becoming better listeners and not necessarily just listening so we can get the next word in, but listening to really understand. If we talk about personal branding, I don't know that any of my personal branding as far as work or my life is considered has changed since being in the program. My main focus coming into the program was to get more business knowledge after being in the military for active duty for 5 years and then coming off active duty into a director role. Really some of that was I needed to get more business knowledge, and that's definitely helping with the last 2 years. And even my leaders have said that they've seen a large increase in my business knowledge, so it's definitely helped me. If we were to reflect on the final decisions of the Odyssey plan that I want to pursue, obviously it was just the opening of the eyes, talking to all the other team members and being able to bounce these ideas off of them, and really it helped me out to understand money isn't everything. Life goes by really quick. Having kids and needing to focus on them is definitely important, and spending time with them because that's time that we're not able to get back. And so as I move forward, so my prototype right now is to continue gaining, finish my MBA, continue gaining knowledge in the industry that I work in my career, continue that branding of what I currently have, using the business knowledge that I have to be successful. And then on the outside of it is getting myself more active in the community, my family more active in service. And then one of the things that one team member says, because I have a hard feeling when I leave to go to work because I have younger kids, and they always want me to stay home, is, even though I can't be there, the times that I can be there is to be present. And so what I've started to do and what they suggested was to shut my phone off at night, or at least put it up so I'm not always on it. And I've seen a lot of benefit from that just within the last few weeks that we've talked about that. So that's kind of the roll up of, my Odyssey plan and where I look to towards the future. I look forward to watching everybody else's roles. And I know this is a little bit longer and I apologize, but good luck to everybody, and congratulations on finishing up the course. And I look forward to looking at everybody else's. Thanks. Bye.